The last couple of months, I've been reflecting quite a bit, in terms of what makes the 5% of the people to be super successful. And it's very intriguing, what are the factors that make those 5%, to be what they are. And it's not by default. It's truly by choice. And I've been, trying to put that package together, based on research, based on my own experiences, on what makes the 5% what they are. The 5% is the most successful people. 95% of us, we are still grinding this process. We are still trying to figure out how can we make our life, to be the most fulfilling life. Now, those three facets, of course, there are many facets that I've discovered along the journey, and I put them together in a package. But let me focus only on three of them. Number one is that they are truly focused on their goals. They know exactly where they want to go 10, 15 years from now, and they have put it, in writing exactly how does life look after 15 years. Now the question is, have you figured out how your life will be in the next 1 year? If not, have you figured it in the next 1 month how your life will be? And truly, this is the game changer, for these people, is that they are clearly focused and know exactly the things they need to do. It is my encouragement and a humble encouragement that we go back and we try to figure out, what are we all about? What is it that we would want to be, in 5, 10, 15 years? And that leads, to the second point. And the second point is that, they have what I call grit, meaning they are consistent, they aim to work hard, and they are persistent. Many of us still don't want to apply ourselves to which we do. Unfortunately, it cannot happen if we are not going to roll our sleeves, literally. And that rolling of sleeves is not working smart. Truly is about working hard to gain those goals that we have set for ourselves. Remember, it's about those 15 years. It's also about being consistent. Yes, many of us. Today we start this, next month we start another thing. We are never consistent. For the 5% of successful people, consistency is a virtue, where they truly push the things that they want day in, day out. And which leads, to the other thing which I call persistence, within grit, that they never ever give up. Irrespective of whether it is working, they are convinced this is it. And they consistently and in a persistent way, and applying the hard work, they go for it. Now, please reflect on yourself and see how many times you have not been consistent, you have not been focused, and at the same time, you have not been persistent. Once you put those three things together, you say, this is where I'm going, and you are driven by consistency, persistence, and hard work. Believe me, irrespective of how big that goal is, you will still be able to achieve it. And this is what 5% top successful people have achieved in life. This is what we miss, the 95% of us. The last point, that I wanted, to focus on is that they have given up on excuses. In fact, they say they have cut excuses by 50% and increased action by 50%. So this is my request to you. Let's cut our excuses that it cannot work because of 1, 2, 3 things. Those are excuses, and we become victims. We cannot be successful if we are victims and always giving excuses. My call to action to you today is, please cut your excuses by 50%, and you'll see the gems that you'll pick along the way. Truly, we must cut the excuses, but in place, we increase action, exactly what I was calling hard work. Roll our sleeve, go out there and increase action 5 times with that 50%. And before you know it, my friend, we will have come very nearer to the 5%. And those are the 3 pointers, Of course, I say there are many other factors that are put together, as far as what makes you a success. What makes you that 5% of the most successful people? It all starts with those three things, but believe me, there are more to come when it comes, to becoming that best version of yourself. Remember, this is about unlocking your potential, and you must, or together, we must discover those factors which will truly make us unlock that potential that sits in us.
'Cause I don't